What's up guys, I'm Ethan Carter and today I'm going to show you how I use this plastic cup to make this simple concrete desk lamp. Now I'll be the first to admit that this is a little silly and probably unnecessary, but this was my very first concrete project I made over a year ago, and I know that there's a lot of people out there that want to try making things with concrete, but just haven't yet. So I thought I'd make a video and hopefully that inspires you to try. Let's get to it. Here's what you're going to need to get started. A threaded pipe made for lamps, 3/4 inch tubing of some sort, a lamp socket and cord, some concrete, I'm using Quikrete 5000, and a plastic cup, of course. Alright, now that that's done, let's get started on the build. I started by finding a drill bit that was the same width as the threaded pipes I got, and then I used it to drill a hole in the center bottom of the plastic cup. As you can see, the closer you can get the size of the bit to the threaded pipe, the more secure the fit will be. The next step is to create a hole for the tubing to go through at the base of the lamp, which in this case is the top of the cup. The plastic on the rest of the cup is not as thick as it is on the bottom. So to help prevent the plastic from cracking when cutting the hole, I added a piece of duct tape. Next, I used the tubing to trace the size of the hole I would need to cut. And then I used an X-Acto knife to carefully cut out the circle. To determine how far down the pipe should be inserted into the cup, I simply used the base of the lamp socket as a reference. Now this will actually be inside the cup, but here you can see how snug a fit the 3/4 inch tubing I got fits around the threaded pipe, which will help seal up the connection when I add the concrete. I also used some hot glue to seal up where the threaded pipe and tubing enter and exit the cup. I then used a scrap piece of wood to make a flat base to mount the cup on while pouring the concrete. I also drilled a hole slightly bigger than the threaded pipe so that the cup could sit flush on the base. Whenever I mix concrete, I simply mix water and the concrete mix in a container or bucket and just keep adding water or concrete until I get an oatmeal type consistency. It's very important to vibrate the container as you're pouring the concrete to get rid of any air bubbles that may affect the appearance or the strength of the concrete when it dries. After about a day or two, the concrete should be dry and ready to come out of the mold. The unmolding is always one of the most nerve-wracking but exciting parts of the concrete project, and I gotta say, this one came out perfect. After a little cleanup, I moved on to adding the light components. The first step was threading the lamp cord through the tubing. This can be a little tough, so I used a trick I learned somewhere of tying a string to the cord and then using a vacuum to pull the string up through the tubing. The next and final step is wiring and mounting the light socket. Now I'm not an electrician, so I'm not going to show you how to do this, but there are tons of YouTube videos out there, and usually the sockets come with instructions. And with that, the lamp is done. If this is your first time to my channel, thanks for checking it out. And if you're enjoying this video, please consider hitting that subscribe and bell button. It really helps me out. I also post a lot of behind the scenes and smaller scale projects as Ethan Carter Designs on Instagram, and would love to have you follow me there as well. And thanks for watching.